Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with today's Daily Comedy News. On today's show, Katt Williams calls Jamie Foxx a clone. Dave Chappelle's going to host SNL this weekend. Bill Engvall, are you unretired? What's going on there? Rob Schneider is mad at the insurance companies in California. And yes, I have new opening theme music from the DCN band. Welcome, guys. All right, let's dive in. On the latest stop on his tour, Katt Williams made fun of Jamie Foxx. Katt said he cried like a baby 5 minutes into Jamie's special What Had Happened Was, adding that he didn't know what to think of it. Katt claims he was not invited to Jamie Foxx's special as they knew not to include him in the shenanigans and that he wouldn't, quote, participate. According to Sportskeeda, Katt alleged that Jamie hosted butt-naked basketball parties, which is what made Katt realize he's not the same type of person as Jamie Foxx, according to this recap. Despite being in the same profession and loving basketball, Jamie Foxx never mentioned naked basketball parties to me. Maybe I wasn't invited to them. I don't know. Never heard even a whisper about such a thing. I'd have to go back and look and see how long I worked with Fox in his camp. But if I had to guess right now, probably 5 years. I know I went to at least 3 Super Bowls with those folks, and I've been to Jamie Foxx's parties, and I don't recall ever seeing anyone naked at a Jamie Foxx party. And believe me, as a married dude, were there naked people? I would remember. Apparently, Katt also joked that Jamie's wealth has secured him a spot in the Illuminati, and Katt joked that he wouldn't mind getting himself in the Illuminati to get rid of a few secrets of his own. Dave Chappelle is going to host SNL on Saturday. Interesting timing with an inauguration coming up on Monday. This will be Dave's 4th time hosting the show. He hosted post-election shows in 2016 and 2020, hosted one other time in 2022. I'm sure that will garner a lot of attention. The week after, Timothée Chalamet will be the host and the musical act. Timothée Chalamet, not a musician, but he is in that Bob Dylan biopic, so speculation here in the basement is he will perform as Bob Dylan. That could be fun. Meanwhile, NBC is launching an immersive Studio 8H-inspired experience to give SNL fans the chance to feel what it's like to host the show. The press release says, from the thrill of hearing your name announced as you burst through the stage doors to rolling your chair up to the Weekend Update desk, every attendee will experience both the on-camera magic and off-camera rush of SNL, with surprises and callbacks around every corner that celebrates 50 years of famed sketches and the signature spontaneous nature that's defined the series since 1975. This sounds like a good time. They share some FAQs. All right, when is this? Well, the answer, it'll run from January 30th, a Thursday, through Sunday, February 2nd, from 1 until 9. That's not very long. That's 4 days. Where? The answer, it will be held at Rockefeller Center with an exact address to be revealed at a later date. Reservations become available today, January 14th at noon. Reservations are free and available to the public on a first-come, first-served basis, so get moving, and I hope you downloaded the podcast at 3:05 a.m. Eastern when I publish it. Here's a mystery. I saw that the Pearl River Resort announced Bill Engvall is performing comedy February 1st at 8 p.m. The reason that's interesting to me is that Bill retired from comedy at the end of 2023. I went over to Bill Engvall's website, and there are 4 dates on his website. So perhaps Bill is back. Speaking of blue collar, I'm scheduled to record with Larry the Cable Guy, a friend of mine, on Thursday. So right now the plan is that'll be Saturday's episode. I'm tight with the cable camp, so, unless there's unforeseen circumstances, that's pretty much a lock. I just jinxed it. Fox Nation's Jimmy Fallon has a new special, Night of Comedy, a 90-minute comedy special streaming exclusively on Fox Nation. As per the show's description, the special has no rules, no themes, and nothing is off limits. Also appearing on the show, Anthony Rodia, Adam Carolla, and Jim Brewer. Fella says, we at Fox put this night of comedy together because we want to be able to laugh about things going on in the country, and comedy is a way of bringing people together because we don't agree on a lot. Got a pretty robust second half for you, but I'll take you into the break with this one. Pat McAfee had Tony Hinchcliffe on the alternate broadcast of the Ohio State-Texas football game, and Pat asked Tony about the incident.
I haven't talked to you since then.
We had fun. What was that, the week or two before? We were having a blast. I was on top of the world. And I was a pariah.
Where are you now, though? Now you're back on top.
Oh, yeah.
I assume some places do not feel that way, but hey, that's comedy, baby. That is comedy.
There's only one little island I can't go to right now.
I think that's probably for the rest of your life. It's a beautiful place, I heard. Beautiful place.
Beautiful place.
I heard it's a beautiful place.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do,
I
Tony.
vacation there. I love the place. I love the people.
I think you go ahead and take that off the list of vacationing place. Quinn Ewers.
In the UK, viewers of The Masked Singer think they have figured out who Bear is after spotting 3 clues. Bear performed a musical number from Oliver on the first week. Then the next week did Will Smith's Miami. Fans think Bear is comedian and rapper Ben Bailey Smith. One watcher took to Reddit and said Ben Bailey Smith is a rapper and comedian. He wrote a children's book called I Am Bear, and he supports Crystal Palace. However, some Masked Singer fans are convinced that Bear is actually EastEnders actor Richard Blackwood, who's also known for his rapping skills. Bill Maher put out a special on Max over the weekend. I even watched Max over the weekend, and I don't think they put it in front of me. If they did, I just didn't stare at it. Salon didn't like it. Their headline, The Lazy Comedy of Bill Maher. Is anyone else seeing this? Cosign complaints instead of jokes. The special is what giving up at the concepts of a plan stage looks like. Wow. Salon writes, Bill Maher has completed his metamorphosis into Abraham Simpson. That's Grandpa. Salon writes, how's this for breaking news? Maher hates cancel culture, which doesn't exist, and wokeism, the exhausted right-wing specter none can define. He announces his professed support of the trans community in the same way every other hack comic does. In that, he says the obligatory words to make the audience comfortable with the uninspired observations that follow them. He defends his slants by saying, I'm a noticer, that's what I do, that's what I'm supposed to do. Skipping ahead, and I think there's a pretty good joke in here. Salon writes, it takes time and talent to blaze new approaches to headlines we've forgotten about, railing against trans fats, and here's the joke I like, which are fats that hate Dave Chappelle. Doesn't qualify as a new approach. I kind of like that joke, although, and I'm not a comedian, but I would have flipped the order there for my punchline, and I would have gone with, which are fats that Dave Chappelle hates. Anyway, this is a long negative review you'll find on Salon. Jay Leno was on Bill Maher's podcast and revealed he only gets 4 hours of sleep a night. Maher asked Leno, you only sleep 4 hours, right? Jay said, I've been up since 4. I went to bed last night at midnight. Leno says he usually goes to bed around 2 or 3 in the morning, but decided to go to bed midnight the night prior. When he woke up, he said he spent the early hours just dragging my butt around, reading and doing stuff. Maher said, don't you feel crappy? Leno said, no. Maher said, don't you drink coffee? Leno said, nope, no hot liquids. Leno apparently does not like hot liquids. He said he also doesn't like soup, adding that soup is just a way to screw you out of a meal. That's my attitude. It's just a way to screw you out of a meal. I could have something to eat, but you give me a dish that's wet. Okay, thanks. Pete Lee was on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and shared that his house had burned down. Lee told the audience, I don't mean to be a bummer. This is a comedy show. I'm a comedian, but my house burned down yesterday. This appearance was on January 9th. The audience then was audibly sad. Pete joked, that was the most studio audience response I've ever heard. That was like a game show where it went to 0 to bankrupt. He shared what it was like watching his house burn on TV. Pete said, the anchor was in front of my house, and he's like, some people are finding out right now that their home is burning by watching this broadcast, and I'm watching it with a friend. I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's my house. My friend goes, which one is your house? And I go, the orange one. Lee said being on The Tonight Show was therapeutic for him. It gave him something to focus on, and you're a great friend, Jimmy. You're a great man. I love you. Pete is coping at doing what comedians do, writing jokes. He told Fallon, there are going to be people with already the jokes I've said making light of this that are going to be mad at me because they're going to go, hey, you're making fun of a tragedy too soon. My house burned down. I could tell jokes about this. So my coping, yeah, yesterday I was crying and then I just kept writing down jokes. I hope people won't think this is tasteless, and he pulled out some notes to workshop his new Wildfire theme set. His jokes include, when your house burns down, dry January is over. I was thinking like Prohibition was going to start tomorrow. Pete then returned to the stage after the break and did a stand-up set and got a standing ovation from the audience. Deon Cole shared about being hospitalized and then being forced to evacuate his home due to the wildfires. Also on January 9th, his 53rd birthday, he went on Insta and posted, thank you for all the birthday well wishes. I sure could use them. Then the next night, he shared that he had evacuated his house because of the wildfires, writing in another post that he had collected a few important items from his house, including flowers given to him by his mom before she passed away in 2021. He captioned the video, this day is devastating. Left the hospital earlier, sick as F, went home, then had to pack what I could to evacuate. As I drove away, I saw the fire rising from behind my house. It's a nightmare. I got the flowers my mom gave me before she passed, though. Deon shared he canceled his birthday party. He doesn't feel right to do my birthday party while people are losing everything they own and myself being under high alert for my own home. Pray for the families. Rob Schneider is not happy with the insurance companies. He posted on Twitter, F you, State Farm. Screw you and all your phony commercials. You are a pile of crap for canceling insurance policies of Californians. I will never use State Farm insurance ever again. CNN reported between 2020 and 2022, insurers canceled 2.8 million home coverage policies in California, including more than 530,000 in LA County. Barron's reported State Farm, who Rob Schneider's mad at, canceled 72,000 policies in California, nearly half of which were for home insurance. There's some discussion about whether or not awards season should happen or not. The Grammys announced that they will have the Grammys on February 2nd. I was curious, is Trevor Noah back? And they haven't announced a host yet. Today's January 14th, and February 2nd is what? Lazy math, 2.5 weeks away. You know what? Why don't you call Joe Coy and then be mad at him when he's not awesome at it when you only give him 2 weeks to prep? Nikki Glaser is in hosting form. I'd love to see Nikki host the Grammys. Plus, Taylor Swift will be there. Oh, wait. If Taylor Swift's going to be there, no. Please call Joe Coy. Please. You got to see me in the basement here. I'm like John Oliver at his most giddy right now. Yes, please call Joe Coy. That would be amazing. And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. If you'd like the program without commercial interruption, check the link in the show notes. If you're an Apple Podcast, click that banner. You can test drive it for free for 30 days. I mean, why wouldn't you get rid of commercials for 30 days? On day 30, either unclick it or whatever you do to cancel it, or $5 a month. No ads. Not bad. See you tomorrow.